back to Rifleman 2.0. Today we are going to be taking a look between the difference between a Subsonic Quiet 22 and a Standard Velocity 22. Let's check it out. So today we're going to be looking at the difference between the Quiet 22s and the Standard Velocity 22s, and we're going to see what major differences other than the sound output we're going to be really looking at. So with the CCI Quiet 22s, they're only going 710 feet per second, as opposed to the CCI Standard Velocity 22s, they're going 1070 feet per second. So we're going to be looking at the difference between sound, penetration, and even how much damage they're going to do on a couple pop cans. Now, in order to properly conduct these tests, we're going to be doing it with two different types of firearms. The Colt Frontier, a 22 revolver, which should have two very different outcomes with the two different types of ammunition. And we're also going to be using the Remington 341 bolt-action rifle. That's got a much longer barrel on there, so we're going to see a noticeable difference there. Now, even though they look the same, they are the same length, the same weight, 40 grains, but there is a substantial difference in the powder load. So let's see what happens. So first things first, out of the revolver, we're going to go with the first shot. It's going to be the Standard Velocity. The second shot is going to be the Quiet 22. Fairly loud. Noticeable sound difference. Next, out of the Remington, we're going to be starting off with the Standard Velocity first, followed up with the Quiet 22. A lot quieter than that revolver, huh? Let's see what the Quiet 22 does. Wow, major difference there. Okay, as you can clearly see, the Quiet 22s are quieter. There's substantially less difference coming out of the revolver. Obviously the barrel's shorter, and being a revolver, there is some gas seepage coming between the cylinder there, but it is still noticeably quieter. Now, when I shot it out of the rifle, out of the Remington, oh yeah, you could definitely tell the difference. Coming up next is going to be the hydrostatic shock. On the left-hand side is going to be Standard Velocity. On the right-hand side is going to be Quiet 22. And just like before, we're going to start off with the revolver. So here we go, Standard Velocity to start. Hopefully the slow-mo caught it pretty good, but let's see what we got here. Yep, ripped it open. It looks like it was a side catch, yep. Ripped it open from the side. And a center shot, which ripped it open from the back. So, shot placement kind of played into that, but the slower one kind of ripped it up pretty good. Okay, and now with the rifle. Well, obviously the rifle did a whole lot more damage. There's your Standard Velocity. Ripped it right open. And your Quiet 22. Very similar damage. Yeah, the higher velocity definitely ripped it open more. Look at that. Very similar, but just a tad bit more here. So now let's do two different types of penetration. The first one's going to be on a sheet metal car hood. The second one is going to be in a block of wood. I think they're both going to go through the sheet metal. I mean, just going the way they are, they're 22s, they should be able to do it. I think the block of wood is going to tell a whole different story. Let's check it out. Okay, with the revolver, starting off with the Standard Velocity, then followed up with the Quiet 22. On the top left side of the hood is going to be where we're going to be shooting at. And there you go, left side. No penetration with the Subsonic, and full penetration with the Standard Velocity. Yep, we even got a dimple on the other side. And in the top right, go with the rifle. And yet again, you're seeing it. Standard Velocity, full penetration. Subsonic almost went through. Got close, but not quite. Yep, punched right through it. And last but not least, we're going to do the block of wood. We all know that sheet metal is going to have a different kind of tolerance than a block of pine is going to have. So let's see how this works out. Well, that's telling already. There's your standard. Punched right through it, but did not go through the hood. And then here's your low velocity. No penetration. And last but not least, doing with the rifle. Alright, let's see what we did. So that's from the standard velocity and that fresh hole. Punched right through it. And there's your entry right there. Now, here is your low velocity. And of course there is no penetration. And there you have it, guys and gals. There is a substantial difference between the standard velocity and the Quiet 22s, the low velocity Subsonics, as far as penetration goes. Now, when it came down to the hydrostatic shock on the pop cans, very similar there. But when we started getting into hard materials, that's where we saw the difference. The sheet metal, obviously the standard velocity, straight through it like it was nothing, with both the revolver and with the rifle. And it was the same thing with the block of wood. They both penetrated, and then the Subsonics didn't. So, fun, interesting experiment. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope you learned something. I think we all pretty much knew how it was going to go, but anyway, I had fun doing it. Hope you enjoyed watching it. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share, and we'll catch you in the next one.